Hey guys, so today we have another TikTok drama. This is between essentially 3 different creators, but 2 of them are on the same team and 1 of them is on a different team, and the 2 are sisters, so but they're like separate content creators, and it's a cheating scandal. We've got another man cheating and starting drama between some girlies. Okay, so we've got Izzy, who is the sister of the girl being cheated on. This is her, Izzy Darnell. Darnell. Let's say Darnell. Then we have Kylan, who is the woman getting cheated on, and she says the have a great day not a good day thing, and I'm pretty sure she's like known for essentially being in sororities. It's like the whole Bama Rush thing, and she wins a lot of like beauty pageants and stuff. Obviously stunning. We love that. Then we have Grace. Grace is the woman, the other woman, as Lana Del Rey would say, the other woman. And yeah, so she's on 65,000 followers. She's actually got the least amount of followers, and she deleted the original content, but I found it on someone else's page. So I think we should start with Kylan. Let's start with who was actually being cheated on, and let's start with her content. There are 4 videos to go through. Let's just do it, okay? So she says, well, that trip was shorter than planned. And she's like at the airport, obviously upset. Girl, I didn't know you existed. Okay, so clearly hinting at something. There was a video posted by the other woman that I'll get to in a minute. Someone said, wait, I'm employed, what happened? Glad you found out sooner than later. Hang in there and enjoy being young. Normalize context. This happened to me. I was dating a guy I'd met for a couple of months. Got a call from his wife and helped her by giving evidence during the divorce. I mean, I could never. Some of you are stronger than me. That's for sure. And then we have this video.
Having a great day, not just a good day. We're gonna be in the airport for a good bit. So I'm just keeping myself busy and doing what I love most, TikToking, of course, you know. Y'all always make me feel better. This is the meal. And I know that you guys are all like waiting for my like story time of like what has happened with like the other girl and like my ex-boyfriend and all that stuff. And I probably will give one with time, because right now I'm like obviously like upset and I want to be mature about it. Like I would have never said a word about it online, because like I just had like a different sort of respect for him until like her posting. Like I wish the girl would have like, I'm not like blaming her or anything like that, because you kind of can't, like totally his fault too, but I wish she wouldn't have posted it online to where like I could have kind of like coped with it and not everybody seeing it already. Like imagine me having no idea and just opening that TikTok while we're at dinner and just being like yeah. So let's eat some orange chicken. Yeah, but I'll tell you all the full story, because it actually is some serious lore. But yeah, eventually.
No caption, but someone said, okay, I can hear the pain in your voice. I'm so sorry, girl. College boys lie. At least you found out sooner than later. Keep your head up. Okay, being heartbroken at the airport is the worst. Been there. Stay strong, BB. Then we have, how do I want to do this? I always think like, what's the optimum order for showing you guys TikToks? Okay, let's just go for her 3rd TikTok. Putting it down if you were cheated on and didn't have a clue about it. Her knowing about you the whole time, then posting a video about making it go viral. But she blocked you and your sister so you couldn't see it. So you found out by it coming up on your mum's For You page. She even like private messaged me. She just said, wham, who's this diva on the back of the plane? And that's, I guess, some of the context, if you guys, you know. So said, the fact that your mum found out before you is breaking my heart. You deserve better, queen. It's okay she embarrassed herself, girly. The fact that you bounced ASAP says so much about how much better you are. I got cheated on by my brother's best friend. And my brother knew the entire time and never told me. Oh, wow. Blood is not thicker than water, huh? Then she posted, obviously, on her page, Izzy, who's her sister, like this kind of like jokey, having to hold her back from fighting both of them. And someone said, sometimes you just have to let Izzy go full Izzy. Izzy is all of us right now. Sisters are the best. Oh my god, that's Tart's CEO. I was like, where do I know this name from? Tart CEO. I'm gonna leave the best for last. Okay, the most like juicy for last. I'm gonna show Izzy's TikToks first, who is the sister. And this is her page. Like I said, 600,000 followers. And this is the TikTok that she posted initially.
To say in one thing only. Let me at him. Let me at him. Let me at him. Cause I know dang well you are not bad enough to be doing this to Kylan. I can't say much about the other girl though. Lucky she a snake.
Like, what happened to girls being for girls? Because Miss Girl was talking about in a TikTok how she knew about them being together the whole time and was still contacting him, but didn't shoot out a text to Kylan. She just decided to post it on TikTok. No hate to posting on TikTok. That's perfectly fine. But maybe should have gave Kylan a warning shot. Like, that's kind of crazy for real. But that summed up what your character was about. Fake. Snake, 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 snake. But you and that boy probably deserve each other. But let me catch one of y'all out. Honestly, realistically, they'll probably be out together. Because people like that deserve each other. Don't let me catch you out. All I have left to say is freak both of y'all and watch y'all's back, because...
Right, so obviously she's quite upset. Sorry, I was looking on my desk. I thought I heard Phoebe going to throw up, and every dog owner knows that noise, but turns out she was just existing, and that's fine. Maybe I'm just being paranoid. Now, she did post... Wait a damn minute. I checked earlier today, and she had posted like an explanation video. Why is it missing now? Oh, it was actually Kylan that posted the explanation video. My bad. I just got a bit confused. So let's actually watch Grace's videos first, and then I'll show you guys Kylan's story time about everything that happened, and I think that will just tie everything in super well. So this is Grace, like I said. Ice Gracie is her TikTok handle, and you know Nat reposted both parts of her story time that she deleted.
Terrible day, not just a bad day. So get ready with me while I tell you how I found out my boyfriend cheated on me with a famous TikToker. I'm gonna make this, but I guess it's going to be on the internet, and I might as well share my side of the story too. So first,
I was gonna speed it up, but I've realized that it's actually sped up already. So if you guys are complaining that it's sped up, that's not me. It's already sped up, and it's still 6 minutes long.
of this story you can call the guy Coyote. So me and Coyote dated from somewhere in February to middle to end of July. I took him to the airport.
So it's now been slowed down. Let's put 1.5.
Actually, then I picked him up. Shortly after I picked him up, I noticed he was acting different. But shortly after I picked him up, he broke up with me out of nowhere and couldn't give me really a reason other than like, this is what he has to do. I was heartbroken. Really, truly did love this person and care about him, which is like what's so confusing and why I like waited so long to say anything. But I went no contact with him completely. Like, this is the last thing I said to him. I said, if I'm the thing in your life that's making it so horrible, then you're gonna be happier tomorrow because I won't be in it. And I wasn't. I walked out of his life. The hard part was we lived in the same apartment. I'm also like a student at TCU, and so I had like a big possibility of running into him all the time. I don't talk to him at all. I'm like doing good. I'm finding myself, whatever. I'm healing. I was heartbroken. He texts me, so he reaches out to me at the beginning of August, asks me if I want to come get my stuff back. I had replied and said I wasn't worrying about it. And then the conversation, you know, turns into the common like ex-boyfriend thing of like, how are you doing? Whatever. We start talking again, and it's toxic again, so we stop. I think that I saw him a couple more times after that, between then and end of September, like September 2020, somewhere around there. Where then he tells me that he's going to have this famous new girlfriend, and I'm gonna see it on the internet. So me, I'm in like, what the heck? Oh, okay, so what's the timeline of this? If like we just broke up recently, we're still like talking to each other, and now all of a sudden you have this famous girlfriend. I, you know, am a girl. I'm able to figure stuff out. Figured out who this person was, and I was done at this point because I was like, you know what? Like, if I date this person, then great, but leave me alone and have nothing to do with me. I text him and I say, leave all my stuff at the door, and then I'm unadding you. And really, do you hate me, whatever, just leave my stuff at my door. He unadds me before I can unadd him, because that's just kind of relationship we had where he wants to tell me lies, thinks Steven and Lucy, like that's how this is. He leaves my stuff at my door, unadds me, and I block him on Instagram, and I block the girl on Instagram too, just because like I don't want to see stuff. Like, I'm still heartbroken and hurting, and now at this point I'm assuming he cheated on me with her just because of the timeline, but like I don't know sure, so I'm gonna say anything. The spot that I didn't have him blocked on was iMessage. Randomly texts me one day and asks if I like broke into his apartment, which is insane. Actually, no, I did not do that, but I think it was just like a way to see if I had him blocked on iMessage too. I replied obviously, and I was like, no, and then he was like, oh, so I'm not blocked. Exactly what he was trying to find out. This is October now, and we start talking again, and it's just like these toxic conversations, you know? I'm talking to this other guy, visit him on that weekend. So obviously thinks that he's in a relationship with this girl, and I on my way to go visit this new guy, it's just something like random to get me to respond. I am like not responding, whatever. I'm gonna go spend the weekend with this guy, see how it goes. I was like not really going good, we just didn't really click. I respond to him, I got back to our apartment, and I went to go see him. We got together, telling me, don't tell anyone, blah, blah, blah. We start talking, and I'm thinking, okay, he was lying to me about this girl, and he's not actually with her. It was just like a line, like, we're probably gonna get back together. Because I was moving out of our apartment, this shelf that I didn't want, so I asked him if he wanted it. So obviously, I just wanted a chance to, like, say bye to him again, because now I'm to the point again where I'm like, I'm done with it. So I asked him, I'm like, hey, do you want this shelf? Like, yeah, can you bring it at this time, because, like, that's when I'll be home. He'll bring it, and I'm thinking that this conversation is, like, me being like, I'm done with you again, this is over, this is the last time I'm gonna talk to you. Way home, he's texting me and being like, I don't understand why this hurt you so much, or even told me I loved you. Then I say to him, I'm like, does it mean that I didn't? Because I'm still sitting here thinking, okay, are we getting back together? He's like, then you should have told me, and I was like, would that have changed anything? And he said, yes. All things that you shouldn't be saying if you have a girl girlfriend, so I'm assuming at this point me and him are getting back together, and like that was never a thing. Stop talking again. I call him on Halloween for like a couple minutes. Stop talking again. We text again on November 6th. I'm totally leaving things out of this, but there is like so much, everything that has happened that I don't know. Text me over 10th. At this point, he's still blocked on everything. He's blocked on Snapchat and he's blocked on Instagram. Text me saying that he is at the spot that we met. The notification goes that he adds me on Snapchat. Now we start snapping as if we are dating or getting back together, you know, sending each other things until he texts me Thursday night and tells me, don't take it personally if I add you in the morning. So we together again, I'm like, no freaking way. Tells me that night, supposed to do, just forget about you, like, I never met someone as sweet as you, I know that I'll never meet someone like you, and I added the text from him saying that we need to take some time again and then we'll talk again. Sending each other things until he texts me Thursday night and tells me, don't take it personally if I unadd you in the morning. So we went together again, I'm like, no freaking way. Tells me that night, supposed to do, just forget about you, like, I never met someone as sweet as you, I know that I'll never meet someone like you, and I'm unadded. The text from him saying that we need to take some time again and then we'll talk again. So I have to make a part 2 because I'm running out of time. So I respond to him and I say, no, you know what? You choose whether you want me in your life or not, and once you choose, like, I'm done. Because I'm not doing this whole back and forth thing again. That morning though, when I wake up, friends sending me this TikTok saying that her boyfriend is picking her up from the airport. Boyfriend, which is wild because he told me we're not officially together, and if they ever were, then he would cut things off with me. Which is horrible that I even let myself be like a choice when I was his girlfriend. I find out that I was cheated on with her. So I see this TikTok. I am like, no freaking way. Text him and I say, so do you want to tell her or do you want me to? And he's like, I will. We will all talk. And I was like, huh? He thinks that he is going to talk to me before he tells her, and he tells me to wait a week because we both need time. So I go to sleep last night. I wake up in the middle of the night, think to myself about this whole situation. I was literally having a nightmare about it. Text him and I said, I'm not waiting a week. You're a liar, and I can't believe that I ever thought that you actually cared. Then I see the TikTok posted today, or whenever it's posted. I never even watched the whole thing, about how they started talking in June. It's wild because we were dating until middle to end of July. Now it kind of makes sense. I text him and I say, oh, so you cheated on me. No, I even told her that it was July. Not only do I have to figure out months later, but I have to figure out through the internet that I was cheated on when all of June and July I'm going to sleep thinking he is the love of my life. At my birthday together, I had the best birthday. I take him to the airport on my birthday and pick him up, you know, basing my days around him, caring about him, whatever. Well, he must have just been cheating on me with this girl. I can't even cry about it now because now it's just like he's hurt me through so much and put me through so much stuff that at this point it's like I'm just so angry. First, like if this is going to turn into this internet relationship, like I said, the reason I'm making this, I'm at least going to share my side of it. Also the fact that
there have been a lot of opinions after she posted that. I know that was a long one. I didn't really have much to say in between. I just let her kind of speak it out. There have been a lot of opinions, mainly people having an issue with her, including Izzy and Kylan both have an issue with her. Now, based on this TikTok alone that she posted, I don't know if it's just me, but I don't think she did anything wrong. I know, shocking. Some of you guys might think differently. I think the guy cheated on both of them, and she knew that there was something going on. He was obviously dating both of them at the same time, and I know that at some point she said that like she knew he was seeing someone, but people see people and then unsee people all the time. So maybe she thought he was seeing someone and then he wasn't, so then they were back on, and then when they were off, she was seeing someone else. Like, that's just kind of how things go. That's how the cookie crumbles a lot of the time. And so unless she actually knew from the get-go and was willing to be in that as the other woman, then I'm not really blaming her. I'm blaming the guy. And I know that Kylan and Izzy had an issue with the fact that she posted this instead of reaching out to her first. But she also got cheated on. So she's kind of allowed to say, if what she's saying is true, if the story is as she says it, then she also got cheated on. And so she kind of has the right to talk about it. But would it have been nice to warn her ahead of time and just kind of say, hey, blah, 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 blah? Yeah, but also, do I blame her completely? No, and she's been getting a lot of hate and I've been called ugly and all sorts. And I just think it's a little bit too much, unless I'm just not getting the context that other people are getting. I don't know. Someone said, why isn't everyone mad at him? He's the one who cheated. Did Grace handle it poorly? Maybe, but Easton is the only one who hurt both of these ladies. At least she let Kylan know. I completely agree. The thing that's so horrible is that she found out through the internet that she was cheated on, but she did the exact same thing to Kylan. Girl, I mean, I can kind of agree with that. And obviously the start of the video is a lot of shade towards Kylan. They're like, it's not a bad day, it's a terrible day. It's the start of the video for me. I mean, that's definitely hinting at who the person is that was the other woman for her, if that makes sense, because they're both kind of the other woman for each other. Someone said she wants to be Kylan, but grace and decency are not her strong point. Petty wannabe energy. She had two parts. She continued to see him after she knew he was with Kylan, then dropped the TikTok 12 hours after Kylan said she had a boyfriend. So it's kind of like people saying the timing is very suspicious. I mean, if that's the case, then yeah, sure, I think it's a bit of a catty thing to do. But I don't know. I just do think he's like miles ahead of them when it comes to being an awful person. Like, if we're going to be angry at anyone, it's him. And then it's kind of ways later, it's Grace. I don't know. That's just my opinion. That's just my opinion. I don't know. And then this is her TikTok that she posted that she still kept up until now. So we can kind of listen to that.
I'm making one last video to clear up some things, and I'm also going to take accountability for anything that I feel like the Lord is putting on my heart. Vengeance is reserved for the Lord, and I should not have acted on anger. The tagline was immature, and it was me taking my hurt and pushing it on someone else. To clear the timeline, he cheated on me with her in June and July, both months. Then continued to talk to me up until Friday morning. In September, he told me he was talking to a famous girl never once told me the name ever. The only speculation that I had was because I went to go look at his followers and saw, was anyone verified, and found her. That's it. I had literally nothing, and it could have been literally anyone. This is when I blocked her and her sister, and this is when I told him to bring me all my stuff at my door. I also told Kylan this in my text to her yesterday, that I had blocked her. And I also said this in my video. And I did that because if they were together, I did not want to see anything. I was so freaking hurt. And at this point, yes, I should have left him completely and left the relationship alone, but I'm telling you, I was in a sick cycle where I keep drawing back in. We got together, which of course now I regret for multiple reasons. And he told me to not tell anyone that it was okay because they weren't official. Again, never naming anyone, literally just saying that he's talking to someone and they're not official. I also sent Kylan this text. Keep in mind, I also think if he is talking to someone famous, this is just some crazy lie because that's what we did with each other. It was toxic. Again, I've never had any confirmation from him ever about who the girl was at all. I go on thinking that they're not together, this doesn't exist, this was made up, whatever. Yes, which is delusional, but when you have these blinders on, when you're in a relationship like this, and you have these deep feelings for this person, it's really hard to take them off. It wasn't until Friday morning when people sent me screenshots of all the TikToks saying boyfriend that I was like, no freaking way if it's him. I was crying my eyes out at work all day and I text him and I say, do you want to tell her or do you want me to? And I've sent Kylan this too. Because at this point, I don't even know the fact that he cheated on me with her. I just know that for the last several months, we've been getting two-timed. He tells me that he will tell her, but to wait a week. I felt so guilty. I had nightmares. I wake up in the middle of the night and I text him and I'm like, I'm not waiting a freaking week. You're a liar. Then I wake up at around 6 something and see that people are sending me that they were together in June, or they started talking in June. And me and him were dating until the end of July. So now I'm angry, and of course my friends are rallying me up. I text him about cheating and I tell him that he's a liar, and I write the text to send her. I have proof with my friends about writing it and saying that I sent it yesterday morning at 7 a.m. You can see it there. And you can also see that then today I asked her, why is she saying that I didn't message her and I waited till later? You also see yesterday at 7:45, I don't want to show, saying to my friends, I sent it. And now she blocked me from Instagram after I DM'd her and said, why are you saying that? She didn't reply by 1 p.m. yesterday, which is when I posted the video. And she kept posting in his bathroom, so I'm assuming that she saw it and is ignoring it. And I was angry, so I'm like, I'm not waiting all day and letting him get away with it just because I can't reach her. My sole purpose of the TikTok was to expose the guy. But yes, I tried to make it obvious so that she would find it and know. It was a rash decision. Again, not once did I ever say anything mean about her at all. I literally just said the timeline and she didn't respond to me until 4:22 p.m. yesterday. At this point, I reply and tell her that the video is not to embarrass her, but it was to expose him and that she is equally a victim. I also literally sent her every single screenshot I have because I'm trying to help her and convince her not to be with him, because he's obviously a psychopath. And then the story gets twisted that I never messaged her, or I didn't until after the video, or that I had her blocked yesterday, which also isn't true. I'll take accountability that maybe I should have waited longer for a response from her, but I was literally angry. And again, I just let that come out. I was mad that he gets to be this wonderful boyfriend on the internet all day, knowing that he was my boyfriend in June and July. And I was being two-timed up until that morning. Again, I should have brought it to the Lord first, and that is my first mistake in all of this. Obviously, I've made mistakes, I'm 20.
So she's saying just the way she went about it was wrong. And we can all kind of agree on that, but they were both cheated on in the end, right? So like, I don't know, I just don't feel like either of them are more to blame than the other. I just feel like he's to blame. Comments have been turned off though, so I don't know what the general consensus is here. But let's actually go through Kylan's story time now, because that's the important bit.
So I'm addressing this just because I've been seeing all the comments and a lot of people being like, why are you mad at her and not him? That is not the situation whatsoever. I am so mad at him that he's like done, gone, different dimension. Don't even like want to waste breath on him. But the reason why I am like mad at her is because I don't think that she did what she did for the right intention, and her story's a little messed up. So one thing about me and him is that she didn't date him or know him first. That's the crazy part. Like, this man has been sneaking in and out of my house since I was like a junior in high school. Like, it was like it's been a thing for a while. We just never dated because we always felt like I was too young, and then we'd like we were at like different points of our lives and stuff like that. So he's always just been like kind of like, we've always talked. Like, there's never like been a time like we weren't talking or anything like that. So that was crazy. Number 2, they never dated. I know that she says that, but look at this. And once again, I'm not validating his actions. I'm just holding her accountable to hers. So this text is from somebody very close to her. I'm marking them off just because it would hurt her if she found out who it was from, worse than me. They say, no, I absolutely understand and totally agree that she just truly wanted some followers, believe me, and blah, blah, blah. And then they go on later in the message to talk about how...
So they said, believe me, and I'm honestly so disgusted. She was never fully honest about the whole situation with our family either. I remember them having fights about labels, but then also he was on her social media, but doesn't mean much these days. They were definitely supposed to be exclusive, and he totally overlapped you guys in the beginning. Not on you at all, but she became disgusting. I'm trying to read it. For continuing to speak and hang out with him while kind of he was with her. So what they're saying is they were having this like on and off thing, and then she started still being with him when she knew of her. But then she's like, I've known him for ages, as if that really means anything. I don't know. I think this is kind of like, am I okay to say that they're both in the wrong? I just think they're both, not both in the wrong, like he's obviously the most in the wrong, but they're just like clashing for no reason when really he's the bad guy and that's it. I don't know.
On later in the message to talk about how they would argue about labels, how they never like actually dated. And he's even like sent me screenshots, like they actually never dated, so that was crazy. And I know that this person is valid because they are extremely close to her. They said, disgusting for continuing to speak and hang out with him, knowing about him and even like teasing him, egging him on. I think they both blah, blah, blah in this situation, so I'm so beyond sorry. And then I said, I just don't get, whenever I first found out about it and like I was in shock, I asked, like, she's saying like her whole thing is like she could out him and embarrass him. Like, that's embarrassing to me too. That's the only reason why like I'm upset. Imagine like everybody in the world knowing about like something that you're very embarrassed about and like you didn't get time to cope with it, you didn't get time to think, you didn't get time to process, and like everybody knowing about it before you even knew. So that was like what was crazy to me. And it was like, I was like, she was like saying that it was like to expose him and to embarrass him and stuff like that. Like, yes, good. But like she could have done it without like putting me in it. And I also asked her to take it down because it was just so embarrassing for me. And she said no. And then her person said, I agree. She, at this point this morning, she genuinely just point blank said that she wanted followers. So that's the only reason why I'm ticked off from her. Like, why go and put all of this stuff out on the internet, embarrass someone so bad just for followers, just for personal gain? So that is why I'm aggravated. Like, y'all, my Snapchat memories here, we literally are in 2020. That's crazy.
Right. Okay, great. Now here's part 2 of her story time, if that changes anything in my mind.
Him, and anyway, I'm just saying, don't go on the internet, pretend to be the victim, act like I home wrecked your relationship whenever I was talking to him the whole time and first, and then go on to say that you guys dated when there's text messages from someone really close to you saying that you didn't and that you just did it for followers. And I just think it's crazy and like so inhuman.
Also, they're like someone really close to you. I mean, I don't know how much I believe that because like if they're so close, I don't know. I'm not on either side. I just think the guy fucked up, but I think they're kind of dragging it out now.
Of the way that she handled it and went about it. I didn't even like get a soft launch by my own boyfriend. Everybody found out who he was off of her stuff. So like that was crazy. And I just thought it was insane how just some things, like if she knew about us the whole time, I have been over to his house and posted in his house a million times. Like that was what's crazy. Like she just waited until like I like talked about him. Anyway, I'm gonna do a whole podcast on this because if y'all knew like all the receipts, all the crazy stuff that like her friends have sent me about like things that she would say about me whenever I had no idea that she existed and like things I have in writing, it's just podcast worthy. So I don't want to give it all up now. But yeah, now you guys understand why I went at her and like wanted her to be held responsible for her actions, because yes, he did it. Yes, that whole thing, blah, blah, blah. He's just as bad. But her playing the victim and acting like she wasn't at fault was bad too. So I always think that there's something that we can learn from each other. I'm a big person about like learning from mistakes and stuff like that. So just to all the PSA, to all the girls out there, if you're ever in a situation where like you find out that you're like, send the girl a text, wait for her to respond. Don't go and put it right online for her to find out that way, because that like hurts worse than any hey girly text would ever hurt. Like, it's just the amount of embarrassment, like disbelief, everything that I've been feeling, and I haven't even like been able to like do this in private. Like, I don't know. It's just I feel like she didn't respect me enough to do that. And like, yeah, I get that she's aggravated and like annoyed with him, but like it hurt me worse than it probably did him. So this is your sign to send a hey girly.
I can kind of agree with that. I mean, it definitely embarrasses the girl more than it embarrasses the guy. The guy's just kind of like, yeah, I cheated and what? So I do kind of agree with that. So I'm in two minds about it. I think the guy should be getting way more hate. But was it kind of fucked up to post the TikTok? A little bit. Someone said, oh, they're quoting her, it hurt me worse probably than it did him. That part, you were blindsided, he knew the whole time. He never felt guilty, but you felt betrayed. Your feelings towards her are valid. Side note, your makeup is immaculate. Is this a bad time to ask what lip gloss you're wearing? Never a bad time. I have sent 2 hey girly messages in my life and both times got blocked. They both got married and one divorced a year later and the other going through a divorce now. Why do they not listen? That is kind of true. The hey girly sometimes just doesn't do enough. Whereas, sadly, like almost publicly humiliating someone will make them break up. But that's not really your choice to make, to humiliate them. So it's a bit of a hard one. What were the comments on the first TikTok? Because I didn't check. And her literally saying your version of your slogan. I mean, that was definitely quite shady. Oh girl, you spilled the tea. Done, gone, different dimension. Me watching Izzy putting her extensions in the background. She blocked comments because she knew she was messy. I'm a fully grown 33-year-old watching this from Scotland. The way you're handling this and have handled it so respectfully. So respectful to yourself and even her despite how she handled it. He's done, gone. What kind of friend is that? My friends would never. Yeah, that's what I mean. Like, how close can this person be if they're in someone else's DMs talking shit about you? Unless you've really like crossed X amount of lines and they've been kind of done with you but giving you the chance and you just keep on doing stuff like this. And maybe her friend's like, look, I tried with you, but like I'm done. Let me just message this person the truth. I don't know. I'm sorry, does anyone see where this friend says our family, not her family / my family? Is the girl texting Kylan a sister or cousin? Like, are they in the same family? I don't know when it stopped recording. This is so annoying. So annoying. Basically, there's a comment that says, someone said, Kylan, that is not what the text says. Whoever this is says they were definitely supposed to be exclusive at the time that y'all overlapped, even if they did otherwise fight about labels. And then someone said, she's saying they never called each other boyfriend and girlfriend. He wouldn't put a label on it probably because he didn't want to be in a relationship with her. If a guy won't call you his girlfriend, then you aren't his girlfriend. Yeah, but can still hurt your feelings. I don't know, I think people are being so black and white with this The guy messed up. They both got fucked over in some way, whether they were exclusive or not, boyfriend and girlfriend or not. They both got screwed over. One just disagrees with the way the other handled it, and they're having a disagreement based on that. But ultimately, the guy is the cheater, and that's it. That's what I'm going to say, and I don't care if people don't like it. That's what I think. Subscribe, hit the bell icon for engagement. I'll see you guys in my next one. Bye, guys.